John Campea, who uploaded a video called "This is what ruins movie fandom." I wonder what he's talking about here. I have not seen this one yet. I have a feeling the studios and the showrunners, the directors, the actors, they're going to get a pass. They have nothing to do with ruining the movie fandom. I'm sure the fans are what's ruining the fandom. Chat, what do you think? Do you agree with me on that? That's where Campea is going to go with this. He's going to blame the fans for ruining the movie fandom. Let's hear what John Campea has to say. Just uploaded this today.
Because we're different people and art will hit us in different ways, and different things will have more meaning to us and more impact to us, and we should feel differently. That's the point. There are two things that are not my job. Number one, it is not my job to say things that you agree with.
Oh.
Second thing that is not my job, it is not my job to convince you to agree with me. My job is to give you my point of view on something and thoroughly explain and clearly explain why that is my point of view. The ideal outcome of me explaining my point of view and why I hold it is not to have you agree with me. It's to help you sharpen and clarify why you either agree with me or help you sharpen and clarify exactly why you disagree with me. We're not...
Campea, not a fan of the toxic clickbait grifters, as we all know. It's not his job to convince people to like things. Now, I seem to recall John Campea attacking fans on multiple occasions, looking at D.E. Ironheart. How many times, I seem to recall John Campea on multiple occasions basically saying, it's okay for him to dislike something because he dislikes it for the right reasons. But whenever we dislike something and tell the honest to God truth, it sucks because they're pushing DEI, for example, then that's unacceptable. That's not right. We're disliking it for the wrong reasons. Red Jaguar says The Last of Us in there. Yes, 100% The Last of Us as well.
Supposed to agree every time. We're film fans. Film is subjective. We're all going to feel different ways about it. And that is not a bad thing about film. That is the best thing about film.
Oh,
there are too many people online, too many cancerous things online.
Oh, cancerous things online. Johnny, why don't you, again, as usual with these people, they don't show us an example. Show us an example, John. Show us what exactly you're talking about. You guys ever notice that every time we come on to do the show and we talk about stuff like this, and they're talking about what ruins movie fandom, it's just, hey, you got to take my word for it and trust that I'm saying is what they're saying is true. And they don't show any evidence whatsoever as to what they're talking about. Every time we do this show, I come on here and I show you what I'm talking about. If I just came on here and did a 10-minute segment, hey, John Campea said this on his show today. John Campea said that on his show today. I'm not going to show it to you, but trust me, what I'm saying is true. I'm going to look like a fucking tard doing that, right? But trust John Campea when he says that channels like mine and others who rip on the shit, whether it's for DEI, whether it's woke, whether it's genuinely bad, whether it's they're doing a paid shill program, looking at you, James Gunn Superman, that we are 100% in the wrong for doing that, and he's 100% in the right. Look at his face here, you guys. Look at him. Look how serious, very serious John Campea is. See, because if he's serious, that means he needs to be believed more.
There are too many people online, too many cancerous things online that try to divide things into tribes. You are supposed to love this, and you are supposed to hate this.
Now, chat, I have a question, chat. When have you ever heard us say you're supposed to dislike this? You're supposed to. When have you ever heard us say that? I've always said we all have our guilty pleasures. I have my guilty pleasures. We never come on. When have you ever said, when has anyone ever said that? Any of the people that he's talking about? I have never once heard any of them say, you're supposed to hate this show. You're supposed to. They say, I hate this show, and here's why. I think this show sucks, and here's why. The thing is just that most people agree with us when we say shit like that. As of late, and less people agree with them. And they get triggered when they are in the minority. Shows like The Acolyte or D.E. Ironheart, they get triggered and they blame us, and they blame the people that agree with us for ridiculous reasons. They're racist, sexist, misogynist. They're grifting. They don't really feel that way. They're just doing it for the money.
And if you come across anybody that likes the things that we as a tribe have decided you're supposed to hate, that kills fandom.
I feel that now that line right there feels like it's somewhat directed at myself here a bit.
And if you come across anybody that likes the things that we as a tribe have decided you're supposed to hate, that kills fandom. You know what ruins fandom? It's not George Lucas making a bad prequel or Rian Johnson making a bad sequel. That's not what ruins fandom. What ruins fandom are certain fans lacking the basic ability to go, I didn't like that, but I'm super happy if you did.
Well, the problem with that, Campea, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Rian Johnson attack the fans who simply went on Twitter and said that, hey, I didn't like this movie? Didn't Rian Johnson do that? Oh, your Snoke's theory sucks. People criticized him for legitimate reasons, like not just killing Snoke off without any explanation to his character, Rey being all powerful and being a nobody, everything wrong with The Last Jedi. People criticized Rian Johnson for legit reasons, and he attacked the fans, and then the fans responded. So Johnson gets a pass, but the fans are the ones with the problem. When Amanda Stenberg comes out and does a diss track on the fans, calling them, on Star Wars fans, calling them racist and sexist and transphobes and homophobes, and then the fandom responds with trolling and everything, they are the ones with the problem, not the studio. The studio gets a pass. It's the fans' fault.
That's not what ruins fandom.
And speaking of, you know what ruins fandom, Campea? You know what ruins fandom is shills who are rewarded for being positive. That's what ruins fandoms. People being disingenuous, overpraising, overhyping, and selling out for movies and TV shows because they're getting access. They're getting to interview somebody. That's what's destroying fandoms. But no, in John Campea's logic, I am the one ruining it, and others in the gatekeepers, Knights of Melvin, Bane of the Shills, United Spacers Alliance, OG Star Wars, we're the ones ruining the fandom because we call that shit out. Ridiculous.
Super happy if you did. That's what ruins fandom. J.J. Abrams didn't ruin fandom. George Lucas didn't ruin your childhood. What ruins fandom are people with the inability to go, hey, I really didn't like this myself, but if you did, that's awesome.
But notice, I can't help but notice again, he's not calling out the other side. We're the bad ones, not the toxic positivity, not the, hey, if you don't like this movie, you're a racist, not the, if you don't like The Acolyte, you hate lesbians, the Molly Damon line, right? You hate it because the writing bad. No, you hate it because there's a lesbian. Notice he's not calling those people out.
The inability to do that is what ruins fandom.
Oh.
Not the people who just do the best job they can making movies. And sometimes they make great movies. And sometimes they make horrible, terrible movies. But that doesn't ruin fandom. Fandom.
And also stupid people as well. Ruin fan. God, look at Campea's face here, man. He's super duper serial. Super serial. I find it interesting that he's really bringing up the Star Wars fandom as well.
Ruins fandom. And that's something that, you know, I think we all need to be, including myself, we all need to be more aware of. Anyway.
I seem to recall several John Campea meltdowns with regards to people like this. But again, he's only calling out one side.